Building enterprise-grade applications requires moving beyond client-side checks and implementing a robust authorization and authentication mechanism. In this video, I am building authorization for a payroll app. I'll show you how to create organizations, limit permissions for users so they cannot view restricted data, and create multi-tenant organizations for WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook, implementing an organization like Meta, where all employees can view certain information and only super admins or super employees can view all the information around the app. Hello everyone, welcome to another video where I, Shruti Kapoor, teach you the principles of software engineering one video at a time. And today we're learning authorization. I've covered authentication in a separate video and check that out here. For building authorization, we're going to use an auth provider called Clerk, which has been my #1 recommendation for building auth in your app. Clerk is also the sponsor of this video. More on them later. We're going to build 3 levels of authorization in this app. Number 1, only authorized users should be able to view the payroll page. Number 2, you should only be able to view employees from your own organization. And number 3, super admins or super users like C-suite members should be able to view employees from all the 3 organizations of Meta. Before we move forward, quick basics of authorization. When you hear the word auth, it could mean either authentication or authorization. What is the difference? Authentication means who you are, and authorization means what you can do. Imagine entering a building. You use your ID card to enter the building. That is you authenticating that you are a member of that building. Now, which floors you can access to, that is determined by what authorization levels you have. Somebody like a super can access all the floors, but a resident may only be able to access the floor that they live on. That is authorization. There's 2 types of authorization: role-based authorization and permissions or attribute-based authorization. Role-based authorization is where we check if a user is member, a guest, super admin, and give them permissions based on that, or give them access based on that. And permission-based access or attribute access checks exactly which permissions a user has access to. For example, viewing a payroll, modifying payroll, and give them permission to data or access to data based on that permission. Role-based is more generic since you have to check if the user falls under a certain role, but permission-based is more fine-tuned. So a user who is a guest may still be allowed to, for example, edit payroll, which you probably won't want to do. But it is more fine-grained, so you don't have to worry about changing a role of a user if you want to give them a permission. Now that the basics are clear, let's set up auth. For this video, we're going to use an auth provider, which is Clerk. You can use any auth provider that supports organizations and lets you build a multi-tenant app. To make it easy for us to add Clerk to our app, we're going to use Clerk CLI, which is actually a new tool to add auth to your app. This works really well if you're using an AI agent like Cloud Code, because Clerk CLI is integrated directly with Cloud Code. So you can tell Cloud Code to add authentication using Clerk CLI. Let's go ahead and set up our app. Let's install Clerk and init Clerk. We're going to start with the Next.js project because I want to have different routes in this app. I'm going to select PNPM for package manager. I'm going to create a new application and call it my payroll app. I'm going to also install agent skills. This will help Clerk inform Claude how to do authentication and authorization using Clerk. I'm going to install all the core ones and the features because I need Clerk orgs. And I'll also install Clerk Next.js patterns because I'm using Next.js, and that's about it. And React patterns. Sweet. CLI is set up. Now let's also make sure that we're actually authenticated. So I'm going to say Clerk, who am I? And it says you are logged in as shruti.kapoor08@gmail.com. Sweet, that is my account. We've added Clerk to our app. Now let's build a simple payroll app so that we can see the name of employees. We're going to add 3 organizations: Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. And we're going to add salary and performance rating of employees. There are some fields that everybody should be able to see. For example, how long you've been at a company, the tenure, and the name, and which organization you're a part of. But there are some fields that we want to keep restricted, like performance rating and salary. Now, if you look at the code that we have so far that Clerk generated, you'll notice that we already have a Next.js app here. So we've got a sign in, sign up component, we've got page.tsx, and this uses Next.js's App Router to set up pages like sign in and sign up page. So if I run this, I already have a basic app setup. Now let's modify this so that we can actually get a payroll app set up. To do this, I'm actually going to prompt Claude to build an app for us. So we're going to say build an payroll app. We have 3 organizations, Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. And the app should be we should have employees that work for Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. And the app should have the following features. So let's go ahead and prompt Claude. It should show a list of employees and which organization they work for. It should show a picture next to employee name, their name, how long they worked in the company, and their salary information, and their performance rating. Keep the UI simple. Okay, given that prompt, this is the app that we've built. It's a very simple looking app, but you can see we've got a filter at the top, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. And if you click on all, you can see all of the employees that work in the 3 organizations at Meta. You can see employees working at any organization. You can see their tenure, how long they've been at the company, but you can also see some fields that should be restricted, like salary and performance rating. The first step we're going to do is make sure that if anybody is accessing our payroll page, they do have the right permission to access the payroll page. If you open proxy.ts, which is actually the middleware layer in Next.js, you'll notice that there is already a check here that says if it is not a public route, which is sign in or sign up, that you should be prompted to sign in. Now, just building on top of this, we're going to build a protected route here, which is we're going to create const is protected route. The route is going to be /payroll. We don't need any of these additional pages, so let's get rid of them. Let's add a check to see if it is a protected route. Here we want to make sure only authorized users can access this page, the protected route, which means that even though you're signed in, you could be signed in as a guest. We don't want to allow guests to see payroll information. Now, this is where the permissions part of a auth provider comes in. So here we're going to check await auth.protect. This is a function that Clerk provides. So auth provides a handy function called has, and this is where we're going to check for the permission has or payroll view. So you want to make sure that we only allow users who have this custom permission payroll view to see this page. Also, if this is a protected route, make sure that only authorized users can access this page. And to create this custom permission, we can go to Clerk dashboard and click on custom permissions, add a new feature here called payroll, which is what I did here, and add this modify view permissions. Don't worry about view payroll, but this is the permission that we're looking for, view org.payroll.view. That's what we want to make sure that we're looking for when we are accessing this protected route. Now I'm going to set a test user to be guest, and in guest, I don't have payroll permissions. And let's check if this is working. So now that we have this permission set up, I can log in with a test user account, which is a guest role and is not allowed to see payroll. And if I open the payroll page /payroll, I see a 404 error, which is what Next.js's middleware gives if the auth setting is not valid. You can also log in with a different account. Let's make sure that we give right permissions to our users. I'm going to go to this account, and in my organizations, I'm going to update the member role, make sure that it has a view payroll setting. Now, if I go back, I also want to make sure that my admins can actually modify the payrolls, which they can, perfect. And super admin can also modify payrolls. Now, if I log into payroll with this account that I just updated, I can see all of the payroll settings. So I can see the /payroll page. So this way we can create a protected route, which checks for a certain permission and only allows people with that permission to be able to access this page. This way you can create multiple layers of defense within your app. Now, as of now, we can see employee information from any organization of the company that falls under the Meta umbrella. But what if we want to restrict it so that a member of Facebook organization should only be able to view information for Facebook employees, and similarly people from WhatsApp should only be able to view information from WhatsApp organization. So we want to be able to restrict this employee directory based on the organization that you're part of. That is part of the multi-tenant architecture that Clerk supports. So let's go ahead and enable organizations through Clerk CLI. I'm going to say Clerk enable organizations. I'm going to let Claude do the job. I'm just going to give it a command, and Claude will figure out how how to enable organizations using Clerk CLI skill that we just added. While preparing for this demo, I already added organizations, so Claude is able to detect that organizations were already added. But the next step I haven't done, which is add organization switcher. So Claude is going to ask, so I'm being prompted to add organization switcher. Let's go ahead and do that. Now I have this organization switcher added to my layout page. So at the top here in the menu bar, I'll see that I can switch between organizations. Now this member is part of only Instagram, therefore they should only see Instagram in here. If I had a member who was part of multiple organizations, they would see other organizations here as well. Let's do the part where a member from Instagram only sees employees from that organization. Before we implement filtering based on organization, I want to show you 3 methods that Clerk provides to check authorization check. We've already looked at the has method, which returns false if the user is unauthorized, and it can be used to check for a permission. This runs both on client side and server side. So this is really good when you want to check the data exists, when you want to check for a permission on the server and you don't want to send data to the client side before checking on the server. There's also another method that we haven't taken a look at so far, which is the show component, which prevents content from rendering if the user is unauthorized. Now, the problem with this is that this only visually hides its children, so the data is still present in dev console. You do not want to use this in this case because if the user is not authorized to see this data, we should not be sending this data to the client. So remember, there's 2 methods, has and show. Oh, there's also the auth.protect method, which we use to create the protected route, but typically you'd be using either the has method or the show method, the show component. So remember this important distinction. All right, so let's implement this function. We're going to implement this function called get organization memberships for user because a user could be part of multiple organizations in a multi-tenant app. By default, Clerk will give you information from the active organization. So we need to pull memberships from all of the organizations that they're part of. So let's do that. We're going to call this Clerk client's users function and get organization's membership list. And this gives us a list of all of the memberships, which basically is all of the organizations that they're part of. I'm also going to create a helper function here that pulls in memberships, these memberships that the user has created, and pulls their slug, which is the name, Instagram, WhatsApp. So it's easier for us to display that on the page. Now I need to get payroll information for employees that have the right permissions. So I'm going to create a server function here called payroll.ts. And this is where I'm going to create a function, get payroll for a user ID. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to pull in the memberships that they're part of. So I got memberships equals get memberships for user. And now these are the memberships that they're part of, but they may not have access to view payroll for each of these organizations. The next thing we're going to do is loop through memberships and filter membership where they do have the permission of viewing a payroll. So we're going to say membership.permissions.includes permission name is org or payroll view. And then for each of those, I'm just going to return the name of the membership and pull this in from the helper function that I just created. Now I know which organizations they can view payroll for. Now I just need to find people in those organizations. So I'm going to create a filter function here, which basically looks through all of the employees I have and sorts them and filters them based on the organization name. And now I just got to connect everything together. So once again, I'm going to check if the user is auth. This is happening on the server side. I'm going to check if the user is authenticated and has a user ID. If they do have a user ID, I'm going to pull the organizations for that user. That's going to be org slugs. And then I'm going to pull all of the employees in that organization and return that as payroll for current user. Let's wire this up. Now, before passing in employees, let's wire this up. I'm going to call this function get payroll for current user, which is the function that I just created, and pass this information down to employee directory. I don't need to do any sorting within this front end component because everything is happening on the server side. Now here I'm logged in as a user who has access to 3 organizations. So I'm logged in into Instagram, but even though I am part of the active Instagram organization, I can see information of Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. If I log out and log in as a member who is only part of one organization, such as this account, which is only part of Instagram, I should only be able to see Instagram information. And that's how you can limit access to data from the server side based on a permission. Now, Now, we only limited employee data here. However, what if we want to limit the salary and performance data? Think about how you're going to implement that and put that in the comments. You can extend what I just showed you, and that information should be enough to implement a new permission to view salary and performance. So think about it, give it a shot, and put it in the comments. So to wrap up, here's the 3 levels of authorization we implemented. We limited users with the right permission to be able to access the payroll page. If you're part of Instagram organization, you can only view employees from that organization. So we restricted who can view what information even when you're authorized. And we implemented multi-tenancy. So if you're part of multiple organizations, for example, if you're a C-suite member, you could view payroll from those different organizations. I gave you a homework where I asked you to filter out performance rating and salary for employees who do not have those permissions. Think about how to do that and put your repo in the comments. I would love to check it out. And now if you want to learn authentication basics, check this video out and give this video a big thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.